Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. So I tried, after some rough deployments for a while, I did set up a sort of staging server, do quick checks on things, and in fact, the monument currency filtering bit did not work out so well. I had tried, and I think I need to undo some of those things. Yeah, these didn't work because of same origin. That live copy. Oh, and you were pointing it live too. Yeah, I tried to configure everything to where it was pointing at like all the same data, and I still couldn't get it. You might actually not have the monument, the most recent monument here. If any. But maybe there's no displayed monuments. That's a blank spot on the map. But yeah, that's not great. Must be better off doing 0 or zoomed back if there were no visible monuments. Hello, Akinizi. This is a web map of an online game. I have a problem right now where I'm getting multiple data files, and in a more well, in a staging environment, they come in a different order, and I had not handled that other order yet, so things just don't happen. Or rather, the display is all messed up. It's not doing what I want, and the behavior is actually not intuitive at all. It's doing like half of the filtering. It's doing start time filtering and end time filtering because it doesn't have end times. So I've got a monument list and a arc list is turned into a seed list. And I handle the case where the arc list comes in first and then the monuments come in. Do not handle the other order. So no end times get assigned. It will probably also be useful for testing to actually go ahead and go back and import more current data. Especially this one. I guess I haven't downloaded today's data, so I missed one, but that's good enough. That one will take a little bit longer. All right, so we do monument list. That does a bunch of stuff. I'm probably going to want to abstract some of that into a sort of compound update. There are then some things that we do a little bit different here. Arc list already does this thing. I might want to kind of refactor that other stuff into a thing like this, where we do our basic data update. Then we... Well, I'm actually going to update this. So that's updating to like a third place. Maybe I need to have like... Similar to how this actually updates to a different data structure. I can have like the raw data and then a built result. Sorry, models in server. Oh, I must rebuild them on demand. Wait, what am I rebuilding them to? Oh, we're just rebuilding them to the command. Yeah, that's just the command over to the leaf. Now, do I actually do anything with monument ends in Elm? Well, it is stored, so then I have to consider what I do with that data structure. Monument list. We get the arcs. Use that to apply an end value. This is looking at the start date only for this. That doesn't need the end time. Arc.end, arc.end. Span, arc, arc. Yeah, I might not actually use that in Elm. Because I don't necessarily have to even have, well, I sort of have to have it in the structure so that I can then encode that. But I don't necessarily have to do another model update. But where I do sometime, just grab that. That's the updated value from monument list. That's, no, that's an empty list. That's an empty list. Data. Yeah, so this would have to recalculate it if I did. Although, no, that's at a server level. It has to update loading field. That could handle the send from existing data once we'd updated the data. So maybe it could kind of move in there. All right, so we've got terminate monuments, which is a function of arcs and monuments, which was set up to flow nicely with this monument. That won't flow nicely when we do arcs. Well, I'm not changing arcs, I'm changing monuments. That's the monument values. That also has to be in the context of a server. So given that we got those two things, we might want something like this. Okay, current server, which collects the arcs and the monuments. Got a way to pull out two things from it. And that deals with defaulting my remote data. And that maybe sends the compound. So that would this work here? Our model. We've got a current server. Which is probably going to be correct for monuments. Although it's not necessarily what we just... That's what I'm doing with this. The data we just received, we're using current server. Well, current server is just looking up a certain ID. Okay, leaflet. Wait. You must be from, say, model. Model selected server. Sure, you're already a maybe. Oh, and we've already got a current args. Current server again. Both of these actual API responses do name what they're targeting. Uh-uh. Do I want any update of monument? Change the center or just where? What happens if the monument list is empty? Look for recent, get default center, recent not equal default center. So if we only got arcs, that would do nothing. If we got monuments first, we would jump to the most recent one, period, without considering. I don't want to only do the jump when it's both. So that might be something to do down there. So we rebuild monument ID. Sounds like API response will always set the data. And then that just kind of takes care of this stuff. We have to look it back up again. Actually, did I do no terminate went into whole data? Some of this rebuild kind of ended up there too. So this is dealing with model specific stuff. So this would be taking our complete thing. There might actually be a band in the normal case. This lets me combine it with anything else I'm doing. Oh, this is gonna be for a specific server. Rather than current server. Okay, so model.servers dict.get server ID. You are going to be a maybe. Well, it's maybe server, so that works. terminate monuments took arcs. All right, so that will do sending information to lead. That will not do jump to most recent. I suppose a message type, command.message. Not command of message. List data monument int. Oh, you have to take a righty. Or, oh, that's right, you have to be encoded. Nothing calls this yet. For a problem case, which I actually forgot to set up a test case. So we do player arcs. So if let's select, well, actually, we end up calling into this. So if I swap this in this environment, monument seeds. Well, I was way out. Yeah, that actually is filtering somehow. So this is not sufficient to swap our actual retrieval order. Task perform? No, tasks perform. Process. There's a thing that can, like, delay a task. I don't know if I have anything that's normally in task format. On sleep. Yeah. We've not used it yet. So if I want to truly delay arcs, that's HTTP get. Whatever I do here has to be in the format of a task. Or do you sleep on it? Not HTML. So these are the easy forms. If I want just a task, Just like request. So in order to do that, I have to blow out this stuff. So HTTP GET takes a URL and expect. A task takes a URL and a resolver. Does ordinary request do that? No, request still uses an expect. Because this is in message terms. Hmm. I guess I hadn't used task after all. I thought I had somewhere. There should be some empty value there. Turn a response with a string body into a result. Turn a result with a bytes body into a result. Right, so the resolver gets passed into here. Presumably XA is the same thing as a result, which means it maps onto the result of a task. This means we get a string, so I have to apply the JSON myself. I don't have any other way to prove if this works. Well, I could try to do some fun stuff with servers, but that's even harder. Make the actual files come in slower. Oh, you were a command. Now you well, I can still perform you with the delay. Method, actually a string, okay. Headers, URL, body. How do we make a body? Empty body. Oh, Well, I could make a function that does the delay HTTP request. But I can't use expect in any way. So it's not, I can't make it a drop-in. Because it's an opaque type. And there's nothing that actually processes these. Resolver. So this is going to initially be a string resolver. Not with a string into... Oh, it does turn it into a result. Going to take the string. It does JSON do a result? I still have to map it to a message. Decode string. So initially, we've got code string. That is going to be in a result format. String resolver gives me a resolver. Well, we're going to have tasks, so I can either JSON to decode string. How about we take that? No, it has to be a task map. I think it's a task. Oh, it's an and then. List of tasks turns a list. Transform a task. Task.map. Decode dot arcs. Oh, no, wait. What string takes the decode? So that gives me a result. That is as a resolver. That does not transform code.arcs into a that makes it the value of the task. So this thing gives us a task. I mean, we're not even done with this. Timeout. Let's say timeout. Well, oh, nothing. Not a delay. Then we've got tasks. Tasks. Oh. Oh, okay. It's process.sleep, but it is a task. What do I do with you? Ah, that's a task and then? Process.sleep. And then time.now is also a task. Well, this is a task. I could fetch it and then... they won't have any way to carry the value forward. And this is in the task module, so they're not putting prefixes on things. So that resolves with unit. Let's see, so is attempt a task thing or a process thing? It's a task thing. And this is where we put our list server ID. Oop, wrong syntax. You are HTTP, as are you. We have not imported process. String result JSON decoder error, but string resolver needs the first argument to be HTTP response string. Oh, HTTP response of string. Wait. Okay. Type response is the thing that we can work with. Eh boy. So you're a response. Bad URL, network error, bad status, good status. I mean, we really only care about good status for what we're doing here. Wait. Are those really underscores? And for everything else, like different kind of errors. Well, none of those are like straight up. Oh, maybe error has the Yeah, okay, and then error, and then those all translate one-to-one to http.error. Bad status, bad body. Oh, you have a different error type for JSON decode. Well, I guess any error there would get translated to bad body, huh? Yeah. Take the error as a string. Oh, wait, that okay, error, oh, yeah, this, JSON.decode dot, even just a failure has to be a value. Well, that's any JSON.encode. Which we have not imported. HTTP good status. Previous branch results in a result JSON decode error. Okay. Result. Result.fail. That would just be error. Test JSON decode error, list data arc. Expects never. Result HTTP. Where the success type is a result. Resolver is opaque. We make it from this. Make U from a function that's a string to a result to a resolver. This is going to define the success type. This is to a result XA, so it's not like, I don't think result, or putting result into that. That gets the resolver. HTTP task is of tax XA, which is defined by the resolver. Task.perform makes a mapping function. So I have to attempt this because it can fail. That matches up a little bit better. Arc list is HTTP error. Okay, so I'm decoding here. But you expect an HTTP error. So I actually have to map the decode error to an HTTP error, not this to a decode error. Right, decode string. Oh, so you are a result. Can actually search for the... Well, you can, but it shows up in so many places. So this pretty much maps to this thing. I just don't have a function that does that. Error does not have that status. What does it request? Now, they had an example with that somewhere. Back to JSON. Okay, so that's an expects JSON. With all the stuff blown out. All right, so the resolver, well, this is expect. Yeah. Wait. Based on expect string, yeah, okay. It's based on a result. I have a string result, well, it's also a result of this. So my resolver is different. That's oh, you're a response. response is this. You turn and expect. Oh, it's an expect. Oh, maybe? That work out? You're a 2 message, though. String resolver doesn't take a 2. Well, no, that's a response. No, a result. Yeah, this actually talks about messages. This doesn't. This doesn't. I mean, we might have some pieces we can use here in terms of mapping all of this stuff to HTTP errors. So this, whatever we do here, has to return a resolver. Which is a lot like a result. There is none of this stuff. We are doing a decoder. Resolver has to take a response somewhere along the line. A resolver does. Well, yes, we want to give it a decoder, and we want to have... Right, I was passing a function to it. A resolver of X. Doesn't this have to be HTTP error? Oh, to go into this thing, it does. Oh, this is an interesting little syntactic. Okay. So this then handles all of these cases. It translates that to that, that to that, that to that, that to that. And then good status. Okay, you actually use metadata. Don't. Code string, coder, body. I guess map error would have worked here, but fine. HTTP resolver, because they do this in the environment of the home module, which is, unless you do an import ... not useful to us. Yeah, that is syntactically. 5 seconds may have been a little bit much, but it's sufficient to prove it. That we now see everything, because that didn't resolve fast enough. Okay, that came in fast enough. Oh, even that was fast enough. Wow, the Elm server is not too snappy here. Wait, no. No, I see that the Rails server is, this is taking so long. Okay. See, I was thinking, was there some way I could wrap this up? Well, I would have to not do an expect, like it's a drop-in forget. I would actually have to pass the decoder and the message. And then I could have like a delayed fetch. Fetch. Anyway, monument list. So from either of these paths, and I'm hoping to eventually crunch this down, we want to do actually that probably is gonna I think that's compile it's not compilable. Oh, because you know the server ID. Alright, that sends the monuments twice. Wait, updated value. Right, because this is the re-encoded version. But I shouldn't need that here now. And then arc list rebuilds worlds and update monuments server ID. Uh-oh. Update monuments. Ah, okay. So it does fix itself once it gets to data. Update the arcs. Now, can we move some of this stuff down? Get server ID, map arcs. Yes, this is all. Turning you into an actual list, which is some of what that thing does. Acquire monuments is going from select server. The select server does rebuild worlds, so you could also do. Oh, but this is select server, so it's got a server ID. Also, hey, Pollux. Probably getting to bed sooner, but I'm doing okay. Require monuments. Uh, that either sends the monuments right away. Based on what's stored there. Or it fetches. So it's not quite that easy. Hmm, pretty ordinary. There was some really wet snow, shoveled a little bit. Some bits of it stuck, but the stuff that had been somewhat cleaned up was melted just enough. Well, oh, an overlay add. This is only of case server.monuments. We do have a definite server. I'm in Illinois. So in order to recalculate the monuments, well, right now I'm not sure that I'm going to be storing the result. Update monuments would just kind of solve that. Or rather, if it updated them. I'm not doing anything here. But we do calculate new set of monuments. Hadn't heard that one before. Or is that just where the movie was set? Yeah, we have to do this, which... Well, we use the monuments from there. So I have to, like, update that version and then update it again. the maybe server. But update the server, it's still a maybe. Update wants a function. Can't quite do the entire thing inside of a tick.update because I need to get the monument value out. Uh-oh. Alex is doing. Well, in order to make my require not awkward. Uh, this will always set it to data monuments, even if we've had no monument. That's actually not good. If we get arcs, we're going to say we've got a list of 0 monuments, which I guess is similar. That could actually override a not available. I mean, there could be some profiling there. Oh gosh. Ad network should do dating apps because they've already got a ton of data about you. We just skip that AI step. However, I do not need to skip water, so I'll be back in a minute.
That's what we were looking for.
Okay. Oh yeah, if we have got magical fictional AI, then solve lots of problems. How would you sell your data? I think I missed a step there. Well, I guess it's mostly like advertising because people are trying to target stuff. I mean, that's what Facebook does. That's what Google does. I think that's what like Instagram does. Uh, sometimes they set up portals for law enforcement to pay a fee to look people up. Yeah. The Dark Sky people said that they got approached for location data for their weather app. I mean, I don't know how the actual dating sites run. You know, if they charge a fee or if they sell the profile data that they make to match people. You could poke around at some dating sites to see if they've got like a pricing structure or if they're free or how that works. Well, yeah, it's kind of a I can't think of the right word, but almost like an adage in the tech industry that if you're not paying for it, you are the product. Or no, yeah, you're the product. So very often the advertisers are the actual customers. So this entire thing, well, needs to not update. Well, we still want to send the empty list if it turns out to be an empty list. But we don't even need the arcs if monuments is empty. This ends up being a little bit like require. But require monuments had been set up be based around updating a server. I guess Arc was also updating a server. I was passing an ID to that one. But if I use that on arcs, then it might request it. Monument list. Server ID. You do a bunch of stuff. We update that. We do a bunch of other stuff. Arc list. update that. Yeah, so you don't currently deal with the server as a thing, other than updating the data. I just have to check up front. Yeah, I was doing this prop thing. But so I was looking at that got away without actually updating this. Then we go over to require monuments. And this is sending the data we have stored in the model. So either this has to recalculate, and we have a definite server, so maybe that's the thing to do. You're a maybe server, so that's doing with maybe there and the default. And then we've got remote data. Function. So we're flipping on this data. If we have data, monuments. Getting to a complicated statement. So we could do this as data dot terminate monuments. Fix. I don't think there's any way I can chain those. Gotta do one of them. We have a definite server that exists, but arcs might be remote data. Uh, and then you go through the encode dot monuments, and then get sent as the monument list. That's syntactically correct. List data dot monument. List data dot monument. Data. So there's a function here. Oh, I want monuments. Do this. So I was saying I probably didn't want to acquire monuments. Take care of the server. Update. Changing servers shouldn't normally require you to do a jump. However, I move that jump down into here. I do have to be mindful of the empty list. I'm already mindful of actually the prop thing sort of takes care of arcs. Actually, do I use this? Yeah, so this got there. It actually does. But I wouldn't need this. Update monuments is doing that. You know what? I used to be receiving this as a value. Because I was passing it on to command, but that command is no longer here, and we're preparing a re-encoding. The monument list could actually be data.monuments. So we need monument list. That's still an error. All right, let's decode. That's a little bit better. Now the question is, so actually this could be done up front if I just have to then do 2 if tests. So we could skip all. Well, I use recent anywhere else? No. Maybe that should almost be a separate check. Given monuments, which we have to pull back out. Or even just given monuments. And then that could be called from update monuments if it fit. Uh, let's change that. So for simplicity, we just want to take a monument list. Pipeline this, which might send commands. We have to do this kind of thing. And technically the model, you could just pull the monuments out. But in most places where we'd call this, we'd have already done that. Is it dated? Or do I have my own little version of that? I actually do want to short circuit this if I can. Oh, we lost the else case. It's going to have one. Then we need recent. Then we check. That didn't result in default center. Well, that was a maybe. Well, that was a maybe map, but we have to be able to get out the actual value. Do that. And if recent is equal to the default center. Right, because we want this if we don't want to jump if it happens. Well, default center is like a special case. Monument should never be equal to. I guess this could actually just be a case expression. But I don't want to. I don't want to cause any spurious updates. Well, a monument could be default center. I must have defined in model. With a tar monument, it can't be. For that, monument list. What does that turn into? That turns into one big expression to a. Well, that would be into a case. But I still sort of need up to there as a let to make it convenient. What if there was a 0, 0 monument? Yeah. All right, so this, we've got two else's because this is a short circuit. Now, if arcs come in after monument, we'll jump to the wrong one. Always forget the equal sign. I think this is a parenthesis. Needs one argument. Ah, yes. Actually, no, it needs a comma. And we don't call this anywhere. We can call it from here. I don't know if we want to. Right, it's not going to get default center. Now this is the most recent monument currently. Like, actually, there's just a dot. Am I just skipping times when we have monument? Or maybe, okay, I'm actually two. So if we were something like this, oh, monument has been processing term. It. Oh, because the start, we can still process start times, and it's the most recent. That might actually not be an issue. Yeah, that's on the date. This is monument list. With that code moved down there, no, I guess I didn't have default core here, so it doesn't really check that. Okay, I thought I saw it jump. Leaflet, yep. It is Leaflet with Elm running some other UI and data fetching stuff. Ah, cool. So why are we not jumping? Case we're testing is our monuments by themselves. Maybe something has already updated the center by then? So we might skip it here. I guess if I can just know model.center. Default center is. And then we want to know we want to know what the reset out at. Let's see. Could I purchase? Yeah. Here or maybe take this out. Uh, I almost skip this entire thing. That jumped somewhere. Oh, really? Right, so I was relying on the fact that this would resolve to the route we changed to in order to not do anything. Hmm. Oh. And that actually is an old bell tower. Now I would enter. Ah, it did happen. Yeah, well, you can tell people there's a tower there. I guess we can verify it now. I have a lot of family download at this point too. Oh, and I was updating lives earlier, which should be done. So I can poke the server. It's also kind of at an awkward time at night that I tend to like get done streaming and check. And the map, even once this finishes, the map data might be cached for a little while. Actually, I'm gonna have to process maps to actually look at this. See if it looks like the same location. All right. Meanwhile, this keeps jumping to 0, 0. Instead of jumping to the latest monument. But I should have. Okay, that's model.center is definitely not equal to default center by the time execute this code. That view from route, move end. Yep, there's the map seed. And there was another monument too. And 87, 85, 83. Let's see, this data should be up to date. With the earlier point. I didn't reset it at all. Actually, that should be current. Wait, you shouldn't have. Well, have to guess. Apparently, I'm missing some update tracking here. No. Oh, negative. That's the problem. I still shouldn't have a biome though. I haven't processed that. Yeah, that's not it. Negative 85. Yeah, maybe it's just got a small window right now. Yep, there it is. That's what I saw last night. Oh, apparently I'm not quite on the final movement. Yeah. That was most of a day. Oh, and I have to try and I'm gonna have to try and estimate a new breakpoint, which we might have the update coming soon. Well, I actually I need this processing done to have an estimate. You're also still working away. All right, so that is pointing there. Meanwhile, I was looking at, if I'm looking at other time periods, yes, that's current. I need some place where I can see. other monuments. Okay, that was way too far out. That was a point in the crazy monument time. So if we have that time, back at 0, 0. Guess this one doesn't necessarily need debug. Oop. But that. So short circuit got 0, 0 fault. So it should have gone in here. Oh, I never, this is recent. Was that actually recent? Well, that might not have parsed. Okay, so that which was loading. That seems like it may have picked an appropriate. Of course, most default links are going to end up including coordinates. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Now, this is... Right, that works there. I don't know if that matters anywhere except monument. Not really going to affect the start time. Oh yeah, and the seeds came in late because we were purposely slowing it down. Okay, so that's that updated. We're still purposely slowing it down. No, it's that, I guess. Final position. Hey, they had another feast. That's it, all right. I haven't updated monuments yet, so I don't know where the other one ended up. So this is, yeah, our original bell town. Over here? No, it wasn't that one. There. And that's, I mean, that's farther than most people go, to be sure. Oh, and I wanted to check on end times. Which, it's a guessing game until an actual map log gets published, but... Actually, yeah, you don't actually have an yet. Spans. Last map log of that world. Actually, if I just do, well, there's a lot of. And most often it seems like it ends up, because I'm rounding up there, it ends up being like 1 second previous for the next timestamp, but you have to check when it actually rolls around. Oh, we're also at 158 Unix time. Update that. All right, so that should be here. I guess these are happening often enough. I need to get around to writing the program that assists with setting those. That's still working. And it's still got another level to go. And that's taken care of. I think code-wise, this is okay. Like this part is okay, but I did this whole thing to delay that file. And I think in order to make that into a thing I can switch back and forth more easily, I have to do something like, so we've got a URL, probably be URL. It's going to be like, well, 3 parameters is not too unreasonable. Well, the URL is going to be pretty. Maybe I need. What are you in HTTP proper? You are just a literal. So what we're going to have is we're going to have, well, this is limited to JSON. And a tagger, which is it's a request of http.error. Oh, and you are of a type. And that type. No, to a this application, you have a known message. You just want to try to like abstract this a little bit. It's persnickety that's like any type, but it's really this type, isn't it? And the ultimate result of this. So I think that's what I had to do in the Twitch shape. Pull it all back out. And then we're going to have to supply. Oh, and this is why I wanted to do a type of things. Uh, oh, you're going to be of the type we deal with. Oh, wait. Where's the trans? Are going to be more like this. That's the decoder, that's the tagger. Oh, maybe you actually want to take a time. Just number of milliseconds. What is the actual type of that? Float. Hmm. Yeah, I don't want to put that in here as these arguments. Well, I could have the fast one just at time. That seems a little bit more appropriate to what we're doing. So then this can go back. So we test this. URL. Tagger. Coder. I guess that this is more appropriate order for how it gets used. Well, you go decoder tagger. That's the resolve. Hmm. Hmm. Like that now. Yeah. Even though that's how the argument goes, we go to the URL, we decode it, we tag it. How that works. Request. Oh, no, it's result. Cannot find a URL variable. Oh. All right, we changed the type of this in the process. List, string, solver, URL string. Oh, is that actually a string? Get URL. Oh. Wait. So why did it accept this before? I wonder if that's a compiler bug. Because I used to be using HTTP GET, which takes a URL. Oh, your URL is also a string. Okay, so I just typed this wrong. I assumed they would be using a URL type. Command message, command message. Oh, right. One of these things, not a command message, just a message. All right, so we can have it come in slow. And have it and fast. And then we'll have that as a facility if we need. Also, it looks like you're done processing. I wanted to get monuments. I don't actually know if it was on Big Server 2. I guess I could actually poke the other one, but that still has some issues with caching time. monuments? Or am I not quite up to the start time? Okay. Oh, yep. I did get one in right before the bell. Yeah, I think that was the new one. Or Popcorn Town. Okay. This will hopefully resolve that, which would resolve that, resolve that. I am still using those. Kept that around for testing. Did I keep in code, or was that something I was? Yep, not you. I did not keep that. So we are updating monument ends for monument ends if arcs. Oh, that's really kind of seeds now. And that was significantly harder than I was hoping. I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I think I was doing that blank. Well, or is that just off wilderness? Uh, we should have data for those lives. So if that was, I should have updated on that. I guess we're fine over here. So who was it? 60 nameless, probably. Yeah, that would have to be certain. So yeah, we're not actually jumping. Is that an easy one, or was that, did I not do that because that was not an easy one? That would be a leaflet event. No, that's clicking on the map. This is still Touching life? No. Do we have the server? Okay. I may have just not decoded it. Oh, server ID. First of all. Okay, so that means we're going to we should actually have that. And I guess any of these will actually work. Oh, again. Select server, which is a little complicated. And I don't think I'm doing a is equal to current server check right, which we'd want to do if we were just kind of casually doing it. It would need to back this to a function. Would have to handle an incoming. Actually, update handles an incoming model, but not. I have to do something to glue the command back together. Which, okay, pull out command. Hmm. Yeah, I might want to update this stuff first. Oh, that's gonna both be updating your. That might get a little. Yeah, this seems like another refactoring thing, which I kind of need to work on some abstraction of operations so we're not doing as much stuff in update here. And wait, here to read some of these things. Although I guess if they're sending anything that's going to send commands, don't have to deal with the commands. Oh, okay, yeah, and this actually gets extra complicated because when I do this version, purposely here, the data layer that we're actually showing here. Yeah, so that's going to be a little bit more. What did I? Nothing of significance. Oh, that was the removed. Okay. All right, I don't see anything easy, so I should probably just move on to Stepmania. Thanks for hanging out. I am done with programming. I will be back to do some Stepmania if you just want to hang out, but the coding is over for now. Normally I would be back on Friday morning. That's my typical schedule. Well, I might be on Wednesday for a little bit more Stepmania just because I did move around now and then. Get a little bit of exercise. But coding will be back Friday, and I will drop the stream briefly to change the bitrate settings. And I'll need a few minutes to set up the pad, and I will be back at Mania. Bye.